disconnecting your coupling from the ball, I'm going to run through a couple of steps in regards to setting up your trailer. Once you get into practice doing it, it's very simple. So you've disconnected your chain, you've disconnected your power from the vehicle, and your jockey wheel has been wound up in place. Okay, you'll more than likely wind it up higher than what you needed off the ball. So relative to the land and slope, just wind it probably back down a bit till you visually see that it's reasonably level. Okay, then the first thing to do then is with the keys that you provide, we come around to the storage area. Now, just for ease of use, we've taken the waste hose pipe out, we've taken the power lead out, and I'll show you the fresh water as well. So these are the three items that you're going to need to set up. However, before we go into the setting up of the internal and the running, we'll look at positioning your handle for winding up the corner steadies is attached to the back door. Okay, so first things first is get your position once it's suitable to non-traffic area and for where your customer needs it. Pin it down, wind down, clockwise for winding down. In this case, you see it's just hitting the safety cable. Apply the same rule to all four sides, and then that will give you steady, and then go back and just check the balance of your trailer that you're happy with it. If you find there's a left and a right difference, there's a certain increment that you can adjust the corner steadies to, but do not try and raise the trailer using the corner steadies. They're not designed for that, they're for balancing. If you have an issue again like that, just use packers underneath to raise up, or even better still, roll your trailer forwards, put a packer, roll the trailer back up so the wheel goes onto the packer, and that will balance you up, and then alter the corner steadies. Okay? Then put this back in place so you don't lose it. Okay, so starting with the fresh water, you'll see that's a 19mm NATO connection. You come to the inside here, you'll see there's a reduction valve on here, so therefore to keep all water pressures to protect the system. Connect your fresh water onto this pipe here. It's a push and pull. When you're disconnecting, again, it's the same. Just make sure you empty everything out, drain everything off via the systems here. Yeah, I'll show you the drain off here. This is the hot water drain off and the cold water drain off, okay? So you just open them when you want to drain off the system. Okay? Open. Now, it is essential that you put the fresh water on, allow the system to fill, including the hot water cylinder, to fill up before you turn on the power to the hot water. Otherwise you risk blowing the element in the tank. Okay, so second one is your wastewater. This is this hose connection here. It's a 25mm, and that goes on to the pipe which is connected to the macerator. Again, do not power up the trailer until both those hose pipes are on. Otherwise you're going to end up with waste coming out through the macerator as soon as you power it on, if there's any residual waste sitting in the macerator. Okay, both hose pipes will come up through this section here, but this is where I'll show you what happens in regards to the power lead. We're going to use this power lead as a temporary solution to power up because it's live. So that comes up. Your fresh water and your wastewater will also come through that section there. Okay, so that's you connected. Fuses are here. I've got everything off except for the lighting. Okay, so therefore I don't risk damaging any of the systems. We don't risk putting waste, etc. off. Okay, other than that, just make sure your taps are, again with the hot water, when you go to start up, make sure they're closed. So therefore this fills up. Now sometimes you get an airlock in there, so what you can do is just open that for approximately 10 seconds. When the water or the air gets flushed through, you just close that and then fill up completely. Then lock up and close up and you're ready. The technical light switches on this particular trailer, our internal technical switch is here and the external technical light is here also. So there you go. All right, this is the internals of the 240 bathroom. Your system here, flush system here, is an aerated button system. So air goes back to the button on the system, it flushes the system here, which is the ceramic system. Easy wash. That's the beauty about this trailer. When washing it out, you can wash the floor entirely and drain off through the floor waste. Okay. This is a composite laminate top, so therefore it won't rot or rust. There is no timber or any other items like that except for the bench, but that has been treated, so it's not going to rot. But structure wise, there is no timber or any rottable materials. This will take harsh chemicals, scrubbing, etc. Your standard tap system, just trying to avoid, on all the fittings, trying to avoid harsh chemicals. However, when you wash, rinse and clean, as a good practice, apply an oil or a recommended stainless steel or chromium coating to protect it from all weathers, because you may have it in wintry conditions, you may have it in summer conditions. Okay, check your lighting switches, your fans are working. Okay, that's all good. Then come back in your shower system, then just check that all your fittings are all connected and that your thermostats are reset. As you know with this item here, this is for the temperature set at 40 degrees here. However, if the customer wants it actually hotter, they have to press this button here. Okay, but as a standard practice for safety, this is the thermostatic control on the valve. This is purely for flow. It's hot or cold either way. Okay, so it's set on a limitation there. However, it can go higher here. Okay, double glazed window, as you well know. Try and keep all hinges as well oiled and maintain wash, preferably non-abrasive and non-heavy duty chemical to clean down. Sometimes you may have to use a bleach or similar to wash down, but just be careful. If you get mold, etc., or from any of these due to being stagnated in from lack of use for a while, always clean that down. However, on this particular model we use a black, so that will reduce the visual impact to your customers. Other than that, there is, just make sure you rinse out your drains, flush before you decom these, flush through with fresh water back into the macerator. So therefore, if there is any repairs and maintenance in your macerator, you're dealing with fresh water at all times. Same with the sink, same with the shower. Okay, maintain your macerator on a regular basis just in case, because your customers, you've no idea what they will put into it. However, there is signage all around that you're not to put in cloths or non-products that haven't been eaten. Your heater is on the bottom. It's not always used, but It's great. It really should be just on a trickle. You're not. This isn't a hot room or anything like that. So therefore, keep it on a low stat. So therefore, it kicks in and kicks out, and that'll work to its maximum efficiency then for your customers as well. Okay, that's it.